people out there. This is Deanne Munoz, and welcome to Unleash Your Sex.
Give me my cell phone so I could go through what people commented about the question. Hi, it's Deanne Munoz, and welcome back to another Unleash Your Sexy. And today's topic is porn sex real? The crowd goes wild.
The question that everyone wants to know.
Right? I asked it on Instagram. So in like 30 minutes, we're going to go through what everyone commented, what they thought. Or should we do the comments first?
Yeah, let's fire off.
Yeah?
Let's see what the internet thinks.
Yeah. So we asked earlier on my Instagram, I asked if to the almost 4 million guys following me, because it's like 98% men, I asked them, is porn sex real? And it was amazing.
I'm actually intrigued on what
it's crazy, like how many people said yes. I was just like, wow, like we do a good job at her. We really do a good job. Okay, so we're going to go through some comments. Okay, so someone said, half the time I be wondering how real those moans are. We see the actual sex happening, so I know that part is real, but have you ever had to work with someone you didn't like?
That's a multi-part question.
That's no question.
Yeah.
Okay. So, his thing was, that's what he says, so we'll answer his question after. Let's just go through what people are saying.
Okay.
Someone, Craig Ouellette 18 said, yes, I do believe it's real. And you were so hot, Kia or Mia. Somebody else said, Black Rain said, please, hell no. Bad Boy MHS said, no, this is not real sex. And Fantastics Post said, nope. Oh, actually, a lot of them said no. Someone else said, haha, obviously not. And then KB Bailey said, yes, sex, no love. And someone else said, nope, it's not real. Someone else said, if you really are a human being and you feel, you must answer with sincerity. Okay, that had nothing to do with the whole entire question.
They're trying to get deep with that.
Yeah. Okay, now they got religious. Okay. Exaggerated, it has to be. You can't have that connection with 100 men like that.
Unless you're just really a slut and you just want to dick down. Then,
I know.
What
if you're just this crazy freak hoe that just like nymphomaniac and just loves to have sex with 100 men and really gets that exaggerated?
There are some girls that are like that.
No, they're really
and they don't have like a preference. They don't care if it's an older man that's he's fat. Like they just love men. It doesn't matter. They just
yeah, that's definitely not me.
But it's rare. But there are those girls that just
But would we consider those like nymphos?
I guess you could say it's a nympho.
Yeah, that's hardcore. Okay, so that's what What's Up People says, which is kind of funny because it's like it has to be exaggerated. You can't have that connection with 100 guys.
I guess it really depends on like what your definition of real is, because it could be real to someone, it could be real to someone else. Just really depends on what your parameters of realness are.
So I think my question was, is porn star sex real? Like, is it like two people that are genuinely like a girl's really getting off on it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can speak for myself, or I'll speak for myself. Like it's a case by case basis.
Yeah.
Like if me and my partner, we have chemistry and like we like each other, like it's real because we're not really thinking about the camera, we're not thinking about the production. Like we're just going at it. We're having fun. But if it's someone that you don't have that chemistry with, or it's someone you just met, sometimes it's it is you gotta fake it a little bit, or like you gotta. Okay,
so let's go back to the chemistry part real quick, because there's so many questions to ask with your answer right there. So the chemistry part. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what would you say is a percentage out of your experience shooting porn that you've actually you've had connections with people? Because I think it's easier for men because there's a lot of hot girls in porn, as there are hot guys, and trying to even connect with the guy to want to even go down on him.
Yeah.
So what would you say is your percentage out of 100% of the girls you've slept with? What was your percentage of people that you actually were like, oh shit, like she's hot, there's a connection, and like I'm actually enjoying this shit.
Actually, I would say like it's more rare. It's more rare to have that like super fire like connection, and it also depends on the scene whether they let you just go or there's a bunch of stops and cuts. So honestly, like there's so many factors, and it really depends on what company you're shooting for, who the girl is. Like, are there a lot of stops, a lot of cuts, or are they just letting you freestyle and do your thing?
So what would you say the percentages?
So
out of 100,
I would say out of over 500 scenes that I've shot, I would say 1 out of 5. I really get that that.
Oh, that's pretty fucking high.
It's pretty high, and and again, like you were saying, there's more better looking girls. I have more choices than say a female in the industry. She's only got like 15, 20 guys to choose from. There's a bigger pool of females.
15, that's a lot. I think when I was shooting, it was like 3.
Yeah, I'm being generous.
Only 3 people
like,
that I ever wanted to shoot with.
So I guess as guys, we have it a little bit easier because we have more, more choices. And now I'm at a point in my career where, like, I'm choosing who I shoot with. I'm not just being, I'm not just being thrown scenes. So it's like, all right, like the directors I work with, they're like, all right, what girls do you want to work with? What girls do you have good chemistry with?
Yeah, and it makes a huge difference on camera.
For sure.
Because we're speaking about, is porn sex real? And I mean, everything really is about chemistry. And for men, obviously, like he gets to choose like out of, how many porn girls are there? 300 maybe? 200, 300?
Yeah, there's a few hundred. There's a few hundred like main porn stars, I guess.
Yeah, I'd probably say maybe like 50 really hot, like,
there's
big girls.
There's like 50 big
girls, yeah. And most of them, half of them are fucking hot. So, it's easy for him. So, to like pick a hot girl and be like, that bitch, I want to shoot with her.
Yes.
So is porn star sex real? Okay.
So also, I'll even extend on that.
Yeah.
And I've, I've shot hundreds of scenes. So I've seen, like, I've been with girls, like, we're just going at it the whole time. It's just electric. And then, there's been times where the girl's just not into it that day. Maybe she's on her period or she's just, like, having, issues with her man.
I hear that all the time.
There's so many, like, different factors that can go wrong. So it's like, if there's not chemistry, if it's just, like, the girl's a dud, it's just, you got to work through it. It becomes more so work than fun.
Right.
Because like I look at my job as fun. I don't look at it as work. But when it's work,
that's so interesting.
There's those days where it's it's work, and I actually like have to go to another place to be turned on at that moment. So
okay, now if you're shooting with a girl that you're not into, right?
Yeah.
And maybe she just sucks in bed. Like what do you actually think of? What do you think? What do you think of to get you off during that time? Do you like close your eyes? Do you look away, or do you look at her to kind of zone out into your fantasy?
So the way I kind of deal with this, and like my whole life I've been an athlete, so I've always kind of had that, laser focus mentality when it comes to certain things. So I can, if I'm not attracted to the girl, or like, we just don't have that chemistry. So say she's like beautiful, she's like a 10, but she's a complete bitch. So I'll just focus on the things that I like, the things that turn me on. I'll just kind of block out her attitude, and like I'll focus on her boobs or her ass or her pretty face, or whatever quality or feature that I'm really attracted to. I'll just really focus on that. Okay. Or if on the other end of the script, if the girl's like not a 10 and she's whatever, she looks looks all right, not really my type, but she has a great personality. She wants to be there, and she's just like there to have fun.
Right.
Like that's way better than the 10 that doesn't want to be there and is
just
being
work.
a bitch. Yeah, it's work. So like it just really depends. Like I'll at the end of the day, like I'll always find something that I do like.
Right.
And it will get me through the scene. So
okay, so you just like fine. Okay, I'm not into this girl, and then I go limp. Yeah. So like you just like stare at the ass and the titties
exactly.
and
yeah,
just like
for sure.
That really works.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I kind of wondered like, do you think of like an ex, or you think of so like. Some people are just into like certain fetishes. So
it's kind of crazy because again, I was saying I played sports my whole life, so I'm able to kind of tone things out. Yeah. So say I'm on a feature set, there's 20, 25 people on set watching me have sex, and it's like late at night, all the pressure's on. Like I'm been learning to I've been able to like block that out. So I'm not focusing on the people. Like got my task at hand right in front of me. Like I can focus on that. One of my favorite actually one of my role models big time was Kobe Bryant. And how he had that Mamba mentality, like, when he had the rock and, the clock was ticking down and he had those few moments to make the game-winning shot, he just blocked everything else. He had that Mamba mentality where he was able to really get in the zone and focus.
Definitely.
So watching Kobe, like as growing up, like
was
I
an
really
inspiration
Kobe
to keeping your dick hard.
No, I'm not thinking about Kobe. Just make that clear.
It's okay, a lot of men do.
Yeah, I love Kobe.
A lot of men do.
But not thinking about him like that, but just like that mentality where I can go somewhere else. Like I really learned that from him. You know, I learned that mentality to be able to block out, all the pressure and stress and just kind of really carry it on.
Okay,
so
definitely.
I take that, athletic mindset on
set.
On the porn set. And I look at every time they say action, I kind of go back to that athlete mentality. I'm like, all right, this is it's a game.
And
so it's like I'm in the zone. You say action,
5, 4,
I go from
3,
Spencer
2,
to Damon Dice like that.
You know what? So do I.
Yeah.
I literally go from Deanne to the minute they say action, it's Kiara Mia.
Exactly. So that's you gotta be able to separate those two people to really optimize and do what you got to do.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's how I look at it. So that's kind of how it works out from guys' perspective. And to answer are the girls' moans fake? Are they real? Sometimes they're real. Sometimes they're fake. It just really depends.
Wait, so you being a guy, are you hoping that when she's moaning that they're real?
Yeah, well, for the most.
Being as a guy, you're like, this bitch better not be fucking faking it because she looks like she's about to fucking come.
And girls will tell me, I found out down the road, she's like, oh, it's fake. And I was like, what? I thought I was really hitting that kid. Come on.
You liar.
You lying to me? Because they gotta
sell it. We have to sell it. It's so true.
For the most part, I'd say the moans are genuine because I like to tell myself that, guys, if she's moaning, you just gotta ride it out, see where it goes.
Oh God, I just love how gullible men are.
Hey, once the girl starts moaning, you guys should trick it.
No, I'm telling you,
trying to trick us.
I have it down to a science exactly,
Yeah. Because
boom,
if you want the guy
boom,
to finish,
boom.
you just start moaning, he's done.
Then it's interesting because in porn, I know, if I'm shooting porn and I can tell a guy's gonna pop early, they always pulls out and just goes down.
Oh yeah.
And starts licking it and just kind of lets his boner relax a little bit,
I know the tricks. Trust me, if it's good,
you're like, ooh.
It's kind of
You're like, let me lick that
I've had
pussy.
to tuck and roll a girl's riding me. It's so good. Sometimes I'll just get lost in the sauce.
Yes.
And I'll just roll out, squeezing, hoping I don't.
Wait.
Hoping I don't come on myself. I'm not gonna lie.
I think that would be harder because
it has happened.
because we're on camera and we have to be facing the angles, and they're like, okay, you have to do pile driver, and then you have to do reverse doggy, and then you have to do doggy, and then you have to do cowgirl. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's
sure.
what happens what literally happens if you're stuck underneath her and she's just bouncing,
I've had that happen, and girls, they'll know it too, and they'll be fucking me oh, you like that? You're like,
and you're like, motherfucking bitch.
Yeah. And there's been times it's gone a little too far. I couldn't get it out. I've come early.
Have you come early?
I have, yeah. The girl's flattered. I'm embarrassed.
Wait, no joke. I'm not gonna lie.
It has happened.
I'm not even gonna lie. I swear to God, when I'm on set, when I'm shooting, that's exactly my goal.
Really? To get
it's
the guy
I want to make him come before he can, just to see
You're one of those.
just control, just be able to control it, and I can always I'm gonna pull out, be like, okay, I'm gonna go down, and I'm like, hey, yeah, go ahead.
The move is you pull out, slap it a little bit.
Yeah, go down, motherfucker.
Beat it.
we have 20 minutes left of this.
You want to get paid? Sometimes you got to keep the pimp hands around.
Oh my God.
Let's
Okay.
get high here.
Yeah. I was like, I'm sweating. Oh shit. Okay. So with that question, I know that people are always asking because I'm always being asked this is, do the men in porn take Viagra, pills, a shot? Have you ever used it? And what do you hear about the other actors using it?
With me personally, again, it really depends on the girl in the scene. So if me and the girl, we've shot before, we have chemistry, like, I don't need shit. Like, I'll just go just off that.
He's like,
you
I
know,
just want to fuck her.
Yeah, it's like, I'm ready to go. Like, let's go.
Is she still in makeup? Damn it, get her out of here.
Sometimes if it's like a new girl or like it's a girl I'm like, about, like, I'll have male enhancement pills or like, supplements that I can take.
Right.
So I'll have that on deck just in case.
Oh,
so it really depends. Or like sometimes there's scenes where it's like a lot of stop and go. So say it's like a long story and like, there's times in the beginning where I have to take it out, like, there's a lot of stopping and going, a lot of cuts. Like I'll have something to help me out there.
Right.
So it just really depends on, the scene, the company, the girl, there's so many different variables and factors.
Right.
But with, kind of learning my body and learning how I function, like, I found that my optimal performance range is when like I have a clean diet, I'm hydrated. There's certain foods that I'll eat and like certain things I'll, take in my body before a scene. So like, the more I'm learning my body through doing this, like the more I can not rely on other things. I can really just, go natural, which is how I enjoy it. So yeah, it's like I have this shit down to a science. It really is. Like again, like I look at this shit like I'm an athlete, like pro athletes. They know what they're putting in their body, what supplements, what.
I mean, that explains a lot. Like, so is porn star sex real? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like it's working it.
It's real to me. I'm there.
But it's happening,
Yeah, it's at the end of the day, it's a performance.
Right.
It's a production. Like it is recorded. It's not real as in like the sex I'm having at home. The sex I'm having at home is different than the sex I'm having on the porn set.
Good, because we're gonna get to
that
question.
Does that segue into?
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna just go to the questions here. Okay, so do you count the acting in your porn as real sex because of penetration or no? Because it's considered more on the work side for you?
Once the penis goes in the vagina, that's sex.
You're such a man. This is such a man conversation.
I mean, am I not right? Like, well, I mean, I guess technically sex could be oral sex, but. Like,
okay. So you count porn sex as real sex?
I wouldn't say it's real sex. Like I'm having sex.
Okay.
But it's not like sex I would have in my real life, if that makes sense. So I guess that's So
it's work.
It's work.
It's work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless I'm there and like me and the girl, again we have that chemistry. We're going at it. It just really depends on the girl and that what the day. Day is.
Okay. So I'm gonna answer the question myself.
Yeah.
Well, most obvious, do you count the acting in your porn as real sex because of penetration or no, because it's considered more on the work side? I honestly always say that it's work.
Yeah.
Always. Like for me, porn is a job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing it, I'm working, and other than like if I'm able to work with someone that I actually do have chemistry with, like it's not.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually enjoying it.
Exactly.
Like I'm actually,
so it's like
I'm actually coming.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I'm actually like, like I'm actually coming and I'm enjoying it and I'm thinking, oh my God, I need to have more sex often.
Yeah.
Because it's like I'm not really sexually active right now.
And it's definitely different for the guy and the girls in the industry because at the end of the day, like I get to have an orgasm no matter what. So I like it's a win-win for me. Like
I'm gonna where's the vibrator?
Like even if like at the end of the day, I'm still.
What.
You can't fake that. You can't fake me.
You can't.
Coming, so
yes.
The girls don't always get that liberty to have an orgasm.
Okay, so what happens when you pop early? Like what happens? You kind of like.
Well,
is it like 15-minute scene, 20-minute scene? Can you go a second time?
Yeah, I can go second time. So like luckily for me, like if I do come early, like I can within a couple minutes I can get back to where I was. So I have a quick recovery time. No, but yeah, it's embarrassing if you come early. It's only happened maybe like I've probably shot 600 scenes. I'd say like 1 out of 100. So it's happened like 5 times.
Oh, that's
nothing.
So
it's not. Yeah, it's like 1%
compared to
of
600. Wow.
Yeah, so it's like 1% of
600.
scenes.
I don't even think I've done. I don't think I've even done 70. Dang.
Yeah, so I've been in 6 years. So it's
that's right. Yeah. Okay. I'm getting hot.
Cheers.
Blow me. Cheers. Okay.
do have something I can kind of elaborate with that while you think of the next question.
I'm trying to figure out what this word is. Jazzy. It says, can it be enviable still when directors have you pause and... Can it be something still when directors have you pause and... Oh, okay. I think you talked about it earlier, right? So if there's a lot of cut in the scenes, like if you're shooting for a company, they're like, okay, we need to hit these 6 positions, and each position.
It's annoying as fuck.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I prefer
so it's
when
not,
I shoot, I
right.
like to just go because I've done this so many times. Like I know what looks good on camera. Like I know what's going to get the most energy out of the girl. Like I know what positions will work with which girl.
With you, especially, but I feel like every guy just has his own expertise.
So guys have their own method behind it.
Right.
And we're the ones actually doing it, so we have a better idea of what really works.
Right.
As opposed to some directors are clueless. They're like, oh, do this, and you got to go, do these lines, and then it's just fuck, because they don't know as a performer how hard it is stopping and going. So
when you're shooting porn and they give us fucking scripts. Straight up, they have writers that write these scripts, and we have to act out the scripts. So that's why porn acting is so corny, because they're not trained actors from Lee Strasberg Institute in New York. It's freaking
I'll be the first one. I'll be the first one.
18-year-old that's from Nebraska who's just like, hey, my first porn.
Yeah, I mean I'm 32 years old and I'm still fucking playing a stepbrother that's in college. So I'm getting the scripts. I'm like. All right, so I'm banging my stepmom. I live at home. I kicked out of college.
Oh my God!
I've got gray hairs and
I'm sure that's totally what they would book us on if we ever got booked. It would be Cougar takes on teen boy. Totally. Fuck son's best friend while son's sleeping.
I've done my share of. Honestly.
Okay, so it's not enjoyable when it isn't. Yeah.
No, the more I have to stop and go. It's just not enjoyable because you're so say you're making out, you're getting all worked up, and then you have to stop to readjust the cameras doing that. I'm turned on, I'm ready to ready to go. And they're like, all right, cut, take a break. They want to have don't have lunch. The crew's yo, my dick's hard. You're trying to go eat lunch right now? What the fuck?
I have 15 minutes
Bad
after
timing.
my scene.
Come on, you can wait. I'm on the clock.
Oh, I love this. Okay. So yes, I consider it work, and for me,
definitely is work. For sure.
Is porn sex real? I can say most of my scenes are not. The last 2 years of me shooting, I got to actually pick who I wanted to shoot with. Mm-hmm. So I shot with the same person over and over again, and me and him had this crazy connection. So every one of my scenes from those 2 years was literally real sex. It was real. Mm-hmm. No matter just straight up so I was passing out on coming so hard I was passing out on set and him having to slap me alive.
That's how it should be.
So those for sure were real. And I think it makes a huge difference. It's mostly when it first got in the industry. Mm-hmm. You're working your name up, so you're just you got to shoot with Bob and Dick and Dylan and Andrew, all these people, and you're stripes. Just oh my fucking God.
It's like you're getting hazed.
No, it's true.
It's you have to earn your way up to
No, it really is. You're just
really
okay, come on, let's go. And then the biggest thing for me is if we're on set and I'm getting paid and then the other guy's getting paid, mm-hmm. And we're not there's just no chemistry, which usually is never chemistry. I hate when a guy starts early with me. Do you know what I mean? Like
they're just coming up.
On the middle of me getting my hair and makeup done and being oh, I can't wait till we're together. And I'm don't fucking touch me, bro. Why the fuck you touching me? He hasn't started. Yeah. I'm obviously haven't looked at you once. I've never met you before.
Some guys just don't have a clue.
No, a lot. It's happened so many times. And I'd be like, dude, don't touch me. And he'd be like, oh, come on, you want it. I'm I said no. I'm really serious. And they're curling my hair, and then even the makeup girl will be like, oh my God, excuse me, can you let her finish?
There's a lot of cornballs.
No, and it just drives. Oh, that happens all the time. Yeah. And I'm always bro, you'll know if I like you. You know what I mean? If I've told you 5 times, dude, stop touching me, stop touching me. And then when the scene starts, then I'm oh, now I'm gonna be a fucking aggressive ass fucking. I'm gonna fucking be
Exactly,
painful to you in
fuck you
bed.
back.
Yeah, I'm gonna bite your balls. I'm gonna bite your dick.
Oh,
like you know,
wow.
like I'll totally be vindictive back.
The one thing I've learned, actually, the best advice and what I tell people that want to get into the industry, like, what advice do you have? Keep your dick hard and your mouth shut. It'll take you far in this industry. Like, literally, it's like people are like, how do you do so well? I'm like, keep my dick hard. I keep my mouth shut, so I don't get involved with the gossip. Like, I won't be talking a lot of shit before the scene.
Right.
Because like I've seen a lot of guys who'll be like, oh, like, they'll come in like, oh, I'm gonna fuck the shit out of you, and they like talk this big game, and then like it's action. They're like fucking limp dick. Like, so like people they'll jinx themselves. They'll get a little fucking cocky, and then once it's action, they'll just like, all right. So it's like, keep your fucking mouth shut, do your job.
Right,
so
right.
Like, that's my mentality with it. Like, that's how I go into set.
I totally like that. Okay. Does real sex to you mean in your personal life with intimacy involved? Wait, does real sex? Okay, so what does real sex mean to you? Is that mean in your personal life there's intimacy involved, or is it over exaggerated work sex just as real?
Real sex for me is there's no camera. There's no people watching me have sex. Like, I can do what I want with my partner, and we can do whatever the fuck we want. So it's not like we have to do foreplay for 15 minutes and then do this position. So it's
right.
not. It's not
so is it as like exaggerated? Do you find like you over exaggerate for filming?
I would say my personal sex, like porn sex, is kind of like I'll catch myself sometimes in real life sex, like trying to pull some porn star moves, like, come on, trying to open the door for the camera, like the ghost camera.
The lights from the bathroom's coming this way, so let me open it up.
Let me get some light on that real quick. So like I have more porn sex than my like personal life sex. So like sometimes in personal life sex, like I'll forget I'm not on a porn set.
Right.
So I'll like slow it down, like, and honestly, like I don't even last as long in my real life sex. Because it feels so good.
Because you actually,
this feels good.
Okay, so there we go.
Porn sex doesn't, it doesn't, I would say, feel as good because there's a lot of, again, stop and go, a lot of different like angles.
Yeah.
So, that difference right there, it's definitely different than real life sex. So like when I say I'm shooting like a lot of porn sex and then I have like real sex that I want to have, it's like, oh, this feels really good. I gotta slow down.
Well, look, I mean, that is an answer. Because remember, we were asking like the difference, like, is porn sex real? It's real because there's penetration happening, and you might find someone like, you said you have a connection with. So at that moment, but like in personal life, like real sex, you're like you said, like, of course you're not going to last fucking 40-minute scene,
exactly.
With them.
You're
enjoying it.
Like 30 to 45 minutes. And it's like when you're like in the bedroom, like by yourself and the girl, and it's like, you're like 5 minutes in, like,
hold on.
It's not usually like this.
Now let me think of the Dodgers right now. They're probably, are they winning or are they losing?
Yeah, so it's definitely different. And with my personal life sex, it makes me appreciate it that much more. So I'm actually, since I've been in the adult industry, like I appreciate when I do get to have it on my own time more. Like because it's like you realize the difference between porn sex and real sex.
Okay.
So it's like, it's more special to me now. Because people normally think like, oh, you have sex on for work. Like, do you not really? Is it not fun for you? Not enjoyable? This is the opposite. Like, I enjoy it more when I do have it on my own time.
Right.
Which is, it's interesting.
I completely agree with that.
Yeah, I can't say that for everyone because like there are people that live that life inside and outside of work.
The world,
so it's like it's like they're just having sex all the time. It's a case by case. But for me personally. My personal life, when I do it, it's a lot more enjoyable. I'm not having to open the cameras. I'm not having to worry about, 20 people staring at me like, when's he going to come? So it's just, there's no pressure.
Your behind your butt cheeks clenching.
Yeah, it's relaxing. Like, it's just like, it's just chill.
I know for myself personally, like all the time is like porn. Like I'm so different on a porn set than I am at like in personal life. Yeah. And it's interesting because I've even like had people I've dated literally go and watch like when I was like super actively shooting and like go and watch all my new scenes, and I'm like, that's fucking weird. Like, why are you Googling and watching my news scenes? Like, it just, like, I'm just thinking, first of all, now I know there's gonna be an argument when I get home. You know what I mean? Like, they're literally like screenshot it and send it to me, and I'm like,
why'd you do it to this guy? You're not doing this to me.
Why are you watching this? Like, you're weird. You're weirding me out. Like, what? And they'll be like, oh, you say that to me when you're coming too. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. Like, I have to act it. I know what I say when I'm coming. Sure. So of course I'm going to say it during on screen because I'm trying to make it look fucking real.
Yeah, for sure.
So like, you know what I mean? So it's almost kind of like the whole relationship thing. There's been times I've dated people where I was like, I had to make sure whenever I said during porn, I did not say in bed with them. Yeah. They'd be like, you said that in your last movie. Don't ever use that with me. And I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, I just say that when I'm coming, period. You know, like, maybe I came with the last guy. Sorry, but
every guy.
Like, it just came out like this kind of like.
They'll feel some kind of way. It's like, you know, like, I'm sorry.
But yeah, but definitely. Commercial time. Okay. And we're 30 minutes in, so we are going to take a quick commercial, and we are going to give a shout out to our sponsors. Mean Girl Lashes by Yasmin Estrada. Dun, 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 dun. And I'm wearing some now.
Do the guests get some?
And I think they're called You're Like Really Pretty. Hey, you want to hear the names of these? Look, You're Like Really Pretty.
Is that the name? You're Really Pretty?
The Plastics. And then this one is Baby Prostitute. But I've worn them all.
Great branding, I love it.
Yeah, so the ones I'm wearing are called You're Like Really Pretty. So men, if your lady, you want to give her some sexy lashes and have her feeling sexy, make sure you hit up Mean Girl Lashes. Follow them on Instagram. Their website right now is popping up. You can go on there, order them. I promise you, your girlfriend is going to love you forever. That she got a whole box of brand new eyelashes, and she gets to put them on for you so she can be a porn star in bed. Hey! And also, shout out to, we can't put the commercial because the song on the commercial is copyrighted for the Pedals Company. So do we have just their website? Okay. What was the name of the company again? The full name? Pretty Pedals. Okay, so also shout out to Pretty Pedals, who is another sponsor, who we're going to get a new commercial because their last commercial has a copyrighted song that we cannot use on YouTube. And they offer rose arrangements that come in these beautiful square cases. Men, go buy her your pedals, go buy her some lashes, and you get you a porn star in bed. And let her watch this. She'll love you and she'll thank you forever. And also, too, we want to give a shout out to another sponsor, which I know I forgot to mention. If you go to my Instagram, you will see it's called Pretty Savage. Pretty Savage.
My Pretty Pedals.
Pretty Savage. Pretty King Savage. Right? Pretty Savage shit. Anyways. I'll have it on my Instagram, but shout out to them. They do these beautiful wigs. So if your girlfriend wants to dress up, put on this beautiful wig with some beautiful hair, eyelashes, and roses, and you got you a fine-ass motherfucking porn star ready to go. Thank you to our sponsors. We love you. If you're looking for any sponsorship space, feel free to contact me, DM me, and my assistants will definitely get back to you. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So my personal life, I find it's so different because I find because of work, it's so non-emotional and it's so mechanical, and it's so like, okay, we got to do this, and like, and so I have this big thing about kissing because I don't kiss in my scenes. Oh wow. You know, so to me, like for me, that's intimate. Yeah. You know, so if I'm shooting a scene before with other people,
I'm kind of picky on that too.
I've literally like when a guy goes to kiss me in porn, like literally been like moved my head and just got his grabbed his head and like stick it on my tip, you know, or something. You know what I mean? Like
there's actually sometimes there's been a couple times I've been offended. Like girls like I don't kiss. I'm like, bitch, like, you know what? All right, whatever.
Yeah, because it's work. I've said for most women that I know in porn, the girls that I talk to, or even girls that I do that shoot OnlyFans and all that kind of stuff. Like it's literally work, you know. But some of them shoot with their boyfriends and everything. But it's literally like we're always talking about the kissing thing. we're always like, bro, like, why are you trying to kiss me? Like, I don't even want to suck your dick. So, like, what makes you think I'm even wanting to kiss you? And then also, too, like, I don't want to offend him, you know, but it's always like the come to me, and I'm always like, pretend like I'm getting close to coming. I'll be like, oh, and put my head back.
Here, suck on this.
I'm just like, oh, yes, oh my God. You know, but that's really like my little, like, you know, you do little, like, move underneath moves, like, tricks, I'm about to come.
It's called the rollout.
Mine's called the
It's called the oh fuck.
the flip back and pretend you're coming. Because like, please don't kiss me.
My gosh.
I just think that's weird. That's so weird. Like, I have no problem having sex with people. Like, go ahead, penetrate me, do whatever you're gonna do. But the kissing part to me is just so like
kissing is pushing it.
Yeah, like, even then, you know what I mean? Like, if he happens to get my lips, I'm more like, like, let me jump down real quick on him. Like, I'm just gonna go down real quick, or I'm gonna pop away. You know,
swerving him.
Oh, and I always think that too. I'm like, fuck, and I'm sure it's because. And there's some that they'll try another time and another time, and I'm like, dude, you tried 6-7 times already. You've seen that I'm pushing you away.
Guys, they just don't get
no,
they don't get it.
I'm telling you, guys just don't get it. Yeah. I think he really thinks I'm probably enjoying. He's like, oh shit, she almost came. You know, he's probably like, let me grab her and kiss her. And I'm like, no,
so
bro,
close.
I was trying to avoid you. That didn't even pull me closer.
Giving away all the secrets of our industry.
That was my nip, tuck, and roll move. Please stop kissing me, please.
Oh, man.
Oh.
So yeah, we actually can I talk about pornstar method, because that really goes into that goes into like how, you know, what we're talking about, what's real and what's not. So actually just today we went live with the pornstar method, and the pornstar method is something that myself and a few other porn stars, we came together. We're like, all right, we need to distinguish these myths of real life sex and porn sex, and we need to show like what's the difference between porn sex and real sex. So in creating the pornstar method, you know, we really went behind the scenes and dissected, you know, what it looks like going into a porn set and what people are actually thinking, like what the mentality is like, you know, because there is such a difference on a porn set in real life, and like people are so curious because obviously hundreds of millions of people watch porn a day. They think they know what's going on, but they don't know.
Oh, they don't. They think it's real. Like everyone on my Instagram is always like, oh, Kiara, you love sex. You love sex. I'm always like, nah, bro, I'm getting paid.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm getting paid. I'm doing it for the money.
With the pornstar method, we just went live on Pornhub today.
Other than with you, of course.
So we really show like what it's like on a porn set. Like we show actually one of the scenes that
like a whole BTS.
Yeah, it's BTS, but it's like
cool.
So one of the scenes I'm in it for,
I'm
for
sure
the pornstar
guys
method,
are gonna love that.
and it's like me and the girl are having an actual sex scene, but we're stopping, and I'm like, we're literally like looking at the camera, talking to the camera, like, this is how like missionary looks at home, and then this is how missionary looks on a porn set. So we show like how, you know, when we're on a porn set, we open up. Opening up means that like the penetration has to be centered towards the lights and towards the camera.
Toward the camera.
So that's the biggest thing that people don't realize about porn sex is it's all about the angles and the lighting and the camera. So the angles and positions that we have sex in aren't your typical positions that you'd have sex in your real life. Because the positions we have sex in on a porn set aren't as comfortable as they are in real life. So we really distinguish, like, you know, here is, you know, doggy style on a porn set, here's doggy style in your real life. So we really break that down. And then, you know, we also break down things like foreplay and like, you know, just many different like tips and tricks that we've learned on porn sets over the past few years, and you know, really just show that to the consumer and let them really learn on the inside. So it goes beyond BTS. Like there's BTS, but this really dives deep into, you know, like that's why we call it the pornstar method. Like this is how we do it. You know, but it's not real.
Do you guys laugh? Are you guys actually having sex?
Oh yeah, we're actually having sex. Yeah.
And then do you guys?
Like,
but then you guys, do you also do real sex?
If you're able to pull it up, yeah. So I don't know if you can pull it up. I don't know if they can see videos on here.
No.
Okay.
I could only read.
Okay. So we have a boy-girl sex scene. So me and the girl are having sex, and like we even go through like a foreplay, and you know, when you're taking the girl's clothes off, you know how to do it properly, because there's so many times we'll fumble, like taking a girl's pants off, taking her shoes off, and People get, it's true, it's real shit.
Her heels in your eyeball.
Yeah, it's real shit. Like, you'll be all ready to go, and then, like, it takes you.
Oh, you know what? That's true. How to get her undressed.
Yeah, like how to undo, like, we teach how to undo a bra properly and not look like a fucking amateur.
Wait, can you do that with one hand?
One hand.
Shut up.
Yeah. Oh. So we teach just things we teach things that, just will help a guy out in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And the biggest lesson that we really try to, show people with the pornstar method is, this is a production, this isn't real life. Mm-hmm. But these are some things that you can take from this
to learn
and learn in your real life sex. Because a lot of people, here's the problem, is a lot of people, they watch porn and they think that's real sex. So they'll try to imitate what we're doing on porn set and try to do that in the bedroom.
And take it home.
And,
and the wife's
and their girl's like,
they're finger in my butt.
Yeah, and they're like, trying to jackhammer their girl, and the girl's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Or pile driver. She's like,
yeah, pile driver. Like, yeah, it's just like, come on, man.
She's like, okay, are we doing yoga, babe?
Yeah, so it's really unique because, we really dive deep into what those differences are.
Right.
And, like, what's real, what's not. And even, like, we take those real factors, like, this will help you, this will help your foreplay out. This will help you, with, like, not getting nervous about the fun when it's all part of it. You can laugh it off.
Right.
And then we actually go through, the sex and show the different positions. So we'll literally go, like, here's doggy style in... on a porn set, here's doggy style in their real life. So you'll see what both are. Because a lot of people, they'll just watch porn like, oh, this is how I want to do doggy. But no, like, this is how we do it because we're the professionals. And this is how your simp ass does it.
This is how your basic ass fucks your girlfriend doggy.
But it's, we're the professionals and, leave that.
Okay, wait, on that.
Yes.
I have a question. Okay, so, because it just popped in my head. So, I remember one time, like, on set, right? And I was working with the girl, and we were talking about real sex versus fake sex. I remember her, like, discussing with me that in her personal life, right, like, I guess her man likes to watch porn while he's fucking her, but on his phone.
Okay.
Right? But she's not allowed to look at what he's looking at. So
that's suspect. What do you guys think? What's he watching?
Gay porn.
To each their own.
Right? Like, and he wouldn't, like, no matter what, he will not let her watch what he's looking at.
Well, he's probably ashamed of what he's watching, and he doesn't want her to see it. That's what it comes down to.
Hey, is that weird?
I mean, everyone has their own quirk. I can't, like, again, like, and that's something I've learned as well. Is,
okay,
like,
now listen.
Since I've been in this industry, like. Yeah, that's different.
Okay, so let's say, like, I'm your girlfriend, right? And every time we have sex, I have to get the cell phone and watch something. But I tell you, but you can't look at what I'm watching.
Yeah, no, that's weird. Oh, that would make me so insecure.
Right? Whose dick is she looking at?
I would be, as a guy, like, that would make me so insecure. Like, I would lose my shit. But luckily,
I'd be pissed off too. I'd be like, oh, hello, I'm your girlfriend, and I'm down here. Why are you not looking at me? My face? Yeah, I mean, he'll fuck her like doggy. And he'll tell her, like, do not look up. Like, you can't look at what I'm looking at. Go, go.
I would literally be like, oh, yeah, and snap out of it and grab it. I would turn around so quick and grab the phone.
She says she's tried so many times. And then he'd go lip and be like, you fucked it up. That's it. I'm not fucking you now. And he'd punish her. And she'd be like, I'm so sorry. Like, I won't do it again.
Oh, my God. This is insane. I don't even know what to say.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess people have their own. I can't, everyone has their own little kinks.
It's interesting, though, right?
It's definitely
so
interesting.
different.
It's not my cup of tea.
I remember hearing that, and I was like, what? I couldn't imagine, like, being in a relationship with someone that was like, I have to watch something else while I'm fucking you.
Yeah, I mean, there's been time, I'm sure,
I mean, there's times, like, maybe like, we're role playing, and you're like, hey, let me do this, or wear a blonde wig and pretend your name's Marilyn Monroe.
I'll have to pretend I'm fucking someone else, but, like, it's not like, if it's my girlfriend, I'm not, like, pretending to, like, no, oh man, I feel bad for her, but
it's different. Okay, so just because we were talking about that, because I was thinking too, because it's always in doggy. That's why I remember her saying that. And I always remember
Yeah, because when
too,
she's in doggy, she can't be looking at
yeah.
us.
Like, what are you
Did you
looking
guys
at?
see the memes about coronavirus and the sex positions? So there's this one, it's like 2 like stick figures. So there's one on the left side, it shows
Okay.
like people having like missionary sex and the person coughing on them, like not safe. And then the other one is them doing doggy. So you can't like,
And you're like safe.
you're not getting face-to-face contact, so it's safer during this epidemic we're having to have doggy style sex.
Okay, so
So
if
everyone
you're-
at home,
yeah.
so next month, if you're having sex at home, do it in doggy style.
Or just have a one night stand. If you're gonna have a one night stand, make sure you're in doggy the whole
Yeah,
time.
don't kiss. Just doggy.
doggy.
Just bend them over the fucking dumpster and just go to town.
Yeah, just be like, just do the
Yeah.
flick your arch back,
Yeah,
pretend you're
yeah.
coming move, like, pretend like his cock was so big and it went deep and you're like, ah! But you're really just being like, don't fucking kiss me.
Yeah, that's
It
how
works,
it's
ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Just pretend it was so big and it hit a spot that you're like, ah! And they fall for it every time.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
You guys are suckers. We're suckers.
No, literally, like me and my girlfriends always talk about like literally like every guy you're with, you're always gonna be like, oh my god, like you have the fucking best cock I've ever been with ever, and every single guy actually believes it.
I believe it. I still fall for that shit. I've been doing this for a long time.
Like I mean, me and my girlfriends talk about
I'll take it. Yeah,
all the
I'll take
time.
a compliment when I can go.
We're always like, oh my god, that's the biggest. Well, I mean, well, honestly, we can't say that unless it actually is a big cock.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
it's like
there's
you
levels
know,
to
a
that.
small
There's-
little average cock. He knows
Yeah.
it ain't big.
Yeah, there's levels
But it's
to
always
that.
like, oh my god, like no one's ever made me feel the way you have. Like
Oh my
you're
God.
just the one. And then they're like, yeah, I am. And he's just like, he's like egging himself on, and you're like,
I've definitely.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like I have girlfriends that we've literally discussed where those. Oh, totally. It's like a whole manipulation thing. Whole manipulation
I
thing.
get it.
And guys fall for it. Guys fall for it every single
Because
time.
we think with our dicks, so that's
Every
how we can
single time.
get taken advantage of with our dicks.
Okay, next question.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, your experience. Well, I mean, we kind of just discussed this, but we're going to ask the question anyways. So, when you're working with a girl, a porn star on set, does she always come, or you think she's faking it? Oh, and honest, okay, hold on. First of all, do you think you could tell when a girl's really
I can
coming
tell
and when
when
she's
I can-
faking?
I can tell when a girl's coming, I think. I think.
He's all, I can tell. I
No, I mean, then I'm looking at her like, I know you guys are tricky, but for the most part, you can tell more so by their body and how their body reacts. Because a girl, like, she can always be, oh, I'm coming, but like when your body's fucking convulsing or like you're actually coming,
exactly.
like you just
You can't
like,
really fake that.
like. I feel like I'm an outlier because of what I do for work, so I'm more in tune of like when a girl is actually coming when she's turned on, as opposed to like your average Joe that's like having sex like once a month. 'Cause
Right.
I guess had more sample size and more experience, so my orgasm rate's probably a little higher.
Oh, you know what? That makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes sense,
I
yeah.
have more practice, so like
You know what?
my free throw percentage is a little bit better.
No, but that makes sense because it's interesting because there's been times where I've had people who were really technically good in bed, and I literally was like, okay, the few times I've had people that were like really technically good in bed, they'd actually read a book about it, like how where the G spot was, the clitoris. So they
you got to read a book about that shit.
So like
I
honestly,
feel like field studies work the best. Like
yeah,
real,
but
like,
come on, how about guys with no game though? I mean, you're fucking hot, so of course you could practice with a lot of girls. But how about a guy that isn't? I mean, he's not going to have
most guys watch porn. That's how they learn,
Right.
which is the unfortunate part.
No, that's what I'm saying is the fact is like a lot of the guys I have slept with, where I'm like, you're not a porn star. Like certain things like the finger side where you're like, so she
for sure.
squirts.
Yeah.
Like who fucking knows that
People
unless you watch
watching
porn?
porn,
And they've
yeah.
all, and literally every single person were all people that when I dated were porn addicts.
Yep.
And I was like, well, that makes sense. Like that they knew this, or if not, it was because they read a book. And
I gotta get my hands on one. I gotta find one of
literally-
these books. I haven't
And
found
there's
this
only
book.
been once in my whole entire life ever where I don't fake orgasms. Like if I don't come, I don't come.
Mhm.
Like, well, I mean, of course, on a porn, I'm gonna come. You know, but in my personal life, I don't fake it. Like I'm always honest in my personal life, and I'm like just move, like I'll rub it, like, just penetrate me and I'll rub it till I get myself off. You know, like I'm really about like I'm gonna get pleasure no matter what. Like if we're having sex, like I'm gonna make sure I'm
You're gonna
coming.
get yours.
Like
No,
I'm not here to pleasure
I'm gonna
you.
get mine.
You know what I mean? Like let me just lay here and make sure you get off. Like what the fuck? Like this is a mutual thing.
Yeah.
But I actually had it before where I was dating somebody and I was really tired, right? And I was like, okay. And it was like, okay, I'll do it to please him. You know, he came on to me. I was like, okay, cool. And I totally pretended to come and shit you not in the middle. He stopped and he said, you're faking it. And I literally was like, and that was the first and only time in my life a guy stopped in the middle and knew I was faking it and called me out on it.
Damn.
I swear to fucking God, and I'm not a good liar. Like Jasmine will tell you, I'm like the worst liar. I was literally like, no. I came. Like, what are you talking about? He's like, no, you didn't.
It's definitely happened to me too. Like you just sometimes it's like just keep going. Like I'm still gonna get my nut. Fuck it. I'm still gonna get mine.
I would never forget that. Like, to this day, I'm always. I think after that, and that
So
was
now you think
I
about
was
it.
in my
It's
20s
it's in your head
when
now.
that happened. So ever since then, I'm like, I can't. If I don't come, I'm just not gonna say nothing.
Oh, wow.
Like I've literally been like, I can't fake it because I was
Yeah.
like, what if another guy says that to me again? Like I'll literally
So
be
you're
like
traumatized. You have PTSD from the
You're
guy
right. I
calling you
actually
out.
did it. It
Yeah.
literally. That's crazy.
Literally.
Literally, like he literally stopped me in the middle and was like, "No, you're not," and I was like,
What'd I do?
like literally, I was panicking,
You
like,
got found out. If
like, and I was dry and everything too.
you
So I was like,
got exposed.
I couldn't even like go from there. You know what I mean? I was just like, bro, I'm sorry. Like, I wanted to be like, I'm just really tired. Like, I just really want to just go to bed,
My
please.
pussy sore. You beat it up.
Okay, perfect. Okay, next question. Do you watch porn in your free time? And have you ever watched it on your own?
I've never seen a porn in my entire life.
Really?
That's a lie.
You fucking asshole. I was like, holy fuck.
Yes, I do. I do watch porn. I'm a porn consumer.
Did you watch porn before you did porn?
I watched more porn before I got into porn. Because now that I know these girls personally, it's just like.
Is it not weird when like you go to like look something up and you see your homie or your friend on it? You're like, oh God, like skip them, or no, or do you even watch them fuck?
Yeah. So like, crazy thing is, I'll like. Now that I'm in it, like it's weirder watching the guys because I'm friends with most of the guys in the industry. Yeah, so like I won't like it's just funny watching the homies fucking, but it's like the girls like I still like watch.
Oh, because you're
but
watching
I
the
know
girl.
I know all the girls now, so it's like, you know, the girls that it's funny like I'll shoot with girls that like I was watching their porn before I got in the industry, and like I was a fan and watching their stuff, and now I'm like having sex with them. So it's like I've been on both sides of it. So like I'll show up set like, oh my God, like I've been watching this girl for years, low key fanboying, but you know, quiet, like I can't give it up. And then like we'll be working at that and it's just like a disappointment. Like damn, like it was so much better watching your porn than you're just a piece of shit in person. You suck.
Oh yeah, he's an
I've
ugly
had that.
person.
I've had that. Like so excited to work with a girl and then like in real person she sucks, and then like on the opposite side like. You know, I'm not expecting much, like, all right, whatever, and then the girl fucking just rock my world. I'm like, damn, like, where the fuck did that come from? So you never know. Like,
No, it's so true.
Yeah.
Now, quick, okay, then we know that.
but so with watching porn, like, I used to watch a lot of porn, and then I got in the industry, and then like, once I started making it, I started watching less. But I will, if I do watch scenes, I'll watch mine.
You watch yourself?
I watch myself.
Oh my God, I can't watch myself.
No, so
I can't watch I
here's
can't
my
hear
reason.
myself. I
People-
can't watch
no, so
myself.
people, like,
Nothing.
It's not all I watch, but like I'll lean. This is not a cocky thing. It's not a cocky thing at all. But
He's like, I have a pretty dick.
no, so I'll watch my scenes because I get to relive that experience. I get to replay it in my mind. So like I was already there, and if
Because you were actually enjoying that
I was
moment.
enjoying that moment, so I'll go back and I'll watch ones that I enjoyed because like I can feel it. Like I like go back to that moment. I'm reliving it.
Okay, so
I'm watching my own my
on
own
that
home videos.
note,
So
I'm so same thing. If That's so interesting you just said that. Because first of all, I will never, ever, ever watch any of my porns.
You can't watch any of your own?
I can't because
Really?
it's fake. I know it's fake. And honestly, like, I'm not into it.
So what if,
and I
what if
wasn't
me
into
and you
the
made
person.
one? Would you
No,
watch
because
it?
hold on. That's what I'm going to go into is I have porn from people, from
Like
like
a home
people
video,
like I've
yeah.
actually like been in love with.
Yeah.
And honestly, like this, even to this day, like I'll go rewatch those because I will remember like how the passion, the chemistry, like I'll remember exactly like at that time, like, because we were talking about real sex. Like, like I'm talking like it's not a porn video. It's like a real fucking video where we had real sex. And it'll literally, I'll be like, I will come to that faster ever than I can to like a porn video. Because, but that's what it is I'm literally reliving exactly like, oh my God, I remember the passion. Oh my God, I remember the kissing. Like, I remember the chemistry. Like, I remember just like the intensity of it.
And it's you, so it's not like you don't have to pretend.
And it was real.
You're the other person.
So like so hearing myself, I'm not saying something stupid, for porn. Like it's me being authentic with somebody that I really like, and I'm hearing my moans, and it's my moans that I know when I'm being authentic.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's for me, it's like my body starts like almost vibrating that like.
Because you can go back to that feeling.
Like,
for sure.
oh, this was real. This is what it felt like. This is what it sounded like. This is what it smelled like. This is what it tasted like. This is what it looked like. So it's interesting is I do look at people I've slept with before, like things that I have saved in my phone, if I am going to masturbate before I even go online. And if I do go online,
I will go to my private videos. I'll go to private stash before I go to porn.
Yeah.
But if I do go to porn, like it just depends.
Okay, so what do you look up? Honestly, the first thing, if you were to go to a porn site and look it up, what do you type in?
Well, if I go to say I go to Pornhub, I'll just go to the front page and I'll just kind of browse, I'll window shop, this looks good.
Really?
Yeah.
I only look up one thing.
I'll usually find something out the gates, but I'll if I'm in a session
That's so funny. He's I'm in the market. He's out scrolling. No, he's like page 2, page 9.
You know, it's bad once you get to page after 10. It's like fuck. You don't find anything you like. All right, I got to go to the.
to my phone.
Gotta go to the phone. Yeah, it's not Pornhub's not doing it for me today. So yeah, it just
I
really
always look up
depends,
just public sex.
Public sex.
Public sex.
I like public sex.
To me, that's my number one thing. Like, if I'm gonna look up porn on any of the websites, it's gonna be public sex.
Yeah.
Because it's always European places or whatever, around the world, they'll actually have realistic things that look real. I like mine to look real.
Okay.
Anything that's fake, especially if I see my homie, I'm like, oh God, scroll.
Yeah, it's tough.
Scroll, and I'm like, oh God. I see my own name come up, and I'm like, oh God, skip,
And it's funny because I've ruined porn for a lot of my friends. Because a lot of the homies, they'll be because all guys fucking jerk off.
Yeah.
So they're going to Pornhub and say one of my videos is on Pornhub, they'll be in the middle of their sesh and they're like, oh fuck, they're fucking Damon, fucking pot, god damn, you ruined it for me. So I've had a lot of friends I've ruined their porn viewing experience because I'm all over there. So they're like, fuck, not again, because you just kind of they know me.
Yeah.
So it's just they can't take it seriously. Oh fuck, here's this asshole.
Okay, this has been a good one. Let's see. Okay. So what is so when shooting in porn?
What's what?
Do you have a no list?
I don't have a no list. I have a
fuck that bitch list.
I would say
her pussy smell list.
I have a preferred list. Again, I more so get to choose what girls I shoot with.
So you don't have nobody in a no list?
Yeah, there's a couple that are yeah. Okay. I have a couple no's. I have a couple. There's a couple.
Okay, and what are the reasons that those few
are on the
no list?
The biggest thing is just bad attitudes. If you got a bad attitude, or you rub me the wrong way, because I'm always a nice person on set.
Dude,
I never come to set with any drama.
Yeah.
I'm so nice. How you doing? I want even if I just meet you, I want to be able to talk to you as a human being and try to connect with you on that most common denominator.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're just a cold bitch, fuck you. It happens,
And there are some. Huh?
There are, yeah. So.
Okay. So thank you so much, Spencer. This is what we call him, Spency Pooh Bear. Feel free to call him that, according to me, aka Damon Dice. And earlier I was like Damon Rice, but no, it was Damon Dice.
Close.
And I was like, why is it Rice? That's so awkward. I had to look it up. I was like, oh shit, it's Dice.
That was Rice.
I had to like correct it. I was like, yeah.
Damon Rice.
Okay, so unfortunately you got your Instagram gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
It's
Bye-bye,
gone.
get it. Choo. So let's plug in his Twitter.
Yes. My Twitter is.
Oh, we didn't get to answer nobody's questions.
I'm still down to keep going if you guys want to keep going. I don't know if we gotta cut it.
Yeah, well, it'll just shut at 60. Where are we at right now? Okay. So we're going to answer questions on the next one, part 2. I'll see you
Part
guys in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo. Hola.
And we are back live.
Action. Okay.
Action.
Dun, 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 dun. So I am refreshing the page for everyone that's on Instagram. Is it, we're on right now? Yeah. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay. Hi,
Are we
everybody.
what are we live on right now? Are we live on YouTube? We live on
YouTube.
Instagram? Okay.
We're on YouTube. And then she's promoting it on, oh, I have it right here. Oops, I got to give it back to her. Oh, okay, so we're going to answer questions, you guys. And I promised I was going to give shout outs to everybody. What is my PIN code? Okay, got it. I was like, what is my PIN code? It is not, I forgot my own password. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your company and then we'll go into the comments.
Cool.
Okay, so Spencer has come up with a exceptionally thin latex condom.
Yes.
And it's more than a condom.
It's more than a condom.
Yes. So let's discuss this. Tell me how this came about and what exactly makes your condom different from others. Let's just talk about how this came about first of all.
Yeah, so
Okay.
so this year, myself and my
And what do we call it? What's the
PS. It's
name? PS.
called PS condoms.
Oh, like PS. I love you.
Yeah.
PS.
So it's
I'm horny.
so
Yes,
so it's
I
like,
want
you know, if
you.
you write a letter to someone, you know,
Yeah.
at the very end you write a PS. So it's that personal touch.
Uh-huh.
It's like that, by the way.
Right.
So it's a very subtle marketing approach.
Yeah.
Because we felt, again, this is one of the reasons why we started the company is I feel like a lot of the companies are very like masculine, very like in your face, very machismo, like very loud.
Okay.
Like Trojan, you know, it's like the Trojan man and like they more so. Yeah, so it's like Trojan Directs and Lifestyles. We call them your grandfather's condoms
Okay.
because they've all, people don't really know this, but those 3 brands have each been on the market for over 80 years each. Trojan's been around for over 100 years. So so they've been around.
Wait, what?
Trojan's been around for over 100 years.
Wait, 100 years ago people wore condoms.
Over 100 years, yeah. And Directs and Lifestyles are like 70 and 80.
Wait, do we even know the history behind this? Like, who the hell decided from caveman going raw to being like, let me cover my penis up because this feels better?
Well, they first started
Who decided
using
that?
like animal intestines as the first condoms.
Shut up.
Like
You actually know this?
lambskin condoms are
I'm impressed.
lamb buttholes. Pretty much.
What the hell?
And people started
I'm
getting.
impressed that you even know this.
Yeah. So.
Okay, everybody, he just put you on game. So you guys, next conversation you have somewhere and you want to be like, never have I wore lamb's intestines on my penis.
Yeah. So. It's
Feel free to tag us
it's kind of
in
weird,
it.
and with our condoms, you know why we're different. We're a vegan condom, so obviously we're not made out of lambskin. Most people don't know, but most condoms aren't vegan. They have this protein called casein, which is a protein from cows.
Okay.
And casein is kind of
Casein, that sounds familiar. I think is that a lot of things?
Casein is on a lot of things. So casein, it's that powdery kind of residue that's on the condoms, and it gives them that funky smell. You know that condom smell? Like that's the casein.
Oh, yes, I know.
So most condoms have casein, and they're a lower grade latex. So if it's a low grade latex, it has that latex smell. Our condoms are a high grade latex, so it doesn't have that rubbery smell.
I'm gonna smell at you guys.
You
So go ahead.
you can do an unboxing. You want?
I am. Go ahead.
You see the cover? See what's on there? You see the? Can you read that?
On the floor, in the kitchen, on the couch, in the living room, in the office, in the park, on the grass, in the back of the movies, in the back seat, in your office chair, on your desk, on your boss's desk, in the janitor's closet, on your bed, in the hotel, in the pool with the lights on, with music in silence, with candles in tent.
So there's a lot
with
of places,
one partner.
a lot of places you can have sex. So
That's a lot.
And with
this is giving me ideas for scenes.
yeah. So with our condom brand, our inspiration to start this company, it started on a business level because we were inspired by Dollar Shave Club. If you guys are familiar with that, Dollar Shave Club is
You want to get a close up on what I'm going to do right now? He talks.
Dollar Shave Club is a direct-to-consumer razor company, and it's a basic concept, delivery service for razors, and
a delivery service for razors?
Yeah, Dollar Shave Club. It's a delivery service for razors, so like they'll send you new razors every month. So it's like a
direct. Oh, it's a club.
It's a
okay,
club.
I'm
So
thinking like Uber Eats.
Yeah, no. So it's like a direct-to-consumer. They'll send you like every month.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like razors. It's a pretty basic thing, and creative marketing. Well, that company sold for $1 billion to Unilever.
$1 billion?
$1 billion. So that was our inspiration to start.
For razors?
For razors that mail to you. So that was our inspiration to start a delivery service for condoms because it had that same kind of market potential. So we wanted to create a condom experience that, condoms were delivered to you as opposed to...
Oh, okay, we get the camera on me.
Uh-oh.
Okay, just going to show you guys. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, when you usually open up a condom, it's dry and it's thick, and I hate giving blowjobs with it because my whole mouth will start getting swollen from the latex.
Yeah.
And there's powder and it's dry, and then it smells bad and tastes bad. I literally ripped this open, and it's like almost dripping wet, and it's
butter.
Look, and it's see-through. Look,
It's see-through.
it's like thin. I can almost
thin.
still
they
see like
they don't have that rubbery smell.
the audio and director over there through
They
it.
don't taste bad. They don't smell bad. And they're actually they're super thin. They're FDA approved.
They are.
Yeah, so it makes using condoms a little bit more enjoyable than because at the end of the day, condoms suck. But these ones are. Should get the taste test.
Oh wait, I forgot it has CBD, huh?
No, not those ones.
These ones don't?
We have a CBD lube that.
That's what we used last time.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, oh my god, my lips are gonna go numb.
So we started this condom company because also buying condoms.
If you had this on your dick, I would suck it.
Thank you. So buying condoms is an awkward experience. If you go to like the gas station, they're usually behind the counter. It's like, hey, can I buy those condoms up there? So like the guy at the counter is picking them out for you.
Yeah.
Or if you're at the grocery store or at the pharmacy, they're usually behind the security cases, so you have to like press a button like, hey, I need help with these so it's like a really awkward buying experience.
Yeah.
Even me as an adult star, like if and when I do buy condoms, it's still awkward for me.
It's awkward for you?
It's still
Wait,
weird.
you'll shoot porn and it'll be all over the world international, but then you feel awkward buying condoms.
I feel weird buying condoms. It's just weird.
Okay, so also question, do you actually use condoms?
Sometimes. when
honestly, like I don't use in my personal life. Like I don't. I hate fucking condoms.
It
I hate
depends. If like as adult performers, we get tested every 14 days.
Yes.
So like.
So we're super clean.
Yeah. So if I'm shooting with performers, I won't wear a condom. But if I am shooting with someone that's not a performer or I don't trust them, I'll wear a condom. So
I can actually feel the taste test, the finger test. Like I could actually feel my finger really.
They're super thin. Our condoms are thinner than a human hair.
Wow,
Yeah.
I can feel that. It's like really sensitive.
So it's like you don't even have one on. So
okay, guys.
if I do use a condom, I'll use these ones. And I'm not just saying that because it's my condom, but
right.
It's just really the market was ready for disruption. The market was ready for a new condom to come out.
No, because honestly, like at the end of the day, like Durex is thick, Trojans are thick, and they have Magnums are thick,
and they have that funky smell, and they have like they're
horrible.
Cloudy.
Yeah, like even the ones that are like extra thin, it's like very. Like you said, there's like a powder on it.
That's the casing. That's the animal protein. And it's just weird.
It's very true. Yeah, this is like super.
So it's a high-grade latex, which means there's not impurities in it, which means there's not a latex rubbery smell. Because sometimes if you're using condoms and you're having sex, like halfway through, it smells like you're at like a NASCAR race and you're smelling tires burning on the ground. Oh, wow.
I would suck that.
Yeah, so.
It's really thin.
Yeah.
It's literally I can't even explain it. I mean, obviously, men, unless you're gay, but I mean, I'm sure most men haven't stuck condoms in their mouths.
Well,
but
it's for
as a woman,
it's for men and
I've
women.
had
Men
many
can do
condoms
too.
in my mouth, and they taste nasty, smell nasty, and this is literally like.
So it passed the taste test?
It's like nothing's in my mouth. Look.
Just put it in my mouth.
It's just so thin. That's crazy.
Yeah.
This should be all over everywhere.
So that's the goal. So
everyone go get this now.
Also with our delivery model, myself being in the adult industry, we look at ourselves as the professional athletes of sex. So I feel like
I like that.
It's our job, it's our obligation
Guys,
to teach safe
we
sex.
are the
pro athletes of
Kobe
sex.
Bryants of porn.
We all are. So like
How you like that
it's our obligation to, since we have that reach and we have, that presence to teach safe sex and sexual health.
Correct.
Even though we're getting tested and we're, not using condoms for work, like we have a position and a platform in which we can promote safe sex and sexual health. Because we do have millions of followers, we do have that reach to do that.
It's huge because I know like this period, like in my personal life, like the minute I started dating like a guy and the minute I even post on social media, literally like every ex-girlfriend, every baby, every mama, any girl, his side bitches, any girl he's ever been with will be like, oh, you're gonna catch AIDS or you're gonna catch an STD. And I'm like, bitch, when's the last time you got tested?
Exactly.
Like, we're tested every 14 to 30 days. Like, honestly, like, I'm like, that's funny. I'm like, did you ask your side bitch, like, for a test before you slept with her? And he's like, no.
Exactly.
Well, hello, like, you don't think you're the only bitch she's fucking?
And right now, it's actually, we're actually in the United States having an epidemic of STDs. The STD rate.
There is?
The STD,
an epidemic?
The STD rate is the highest it's ever been, especially in college-age students.
Really?
So, it's bad right now. So between like chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, sexually transmitted diseases are.
I wonder why.
People aren't using. It's just more people having sex without condoms and just.
That's
It is
interesting.
what it is. So it's actually it's not like people are dying, but the STD, you're not gonna die from chlamydia, but you don't want to get it. So
and also too, like, okay, like people have this thing like, oh my God, porn people, like, they're gonna catch AIDS or you're gonna catch sex, like, da-da-da. And honestly, like, we get tested all the fucking time. And on top of that is, like, if you do catch an STD, which I've had one STD my whole life, and I caught it after I came back from a Bang Brothers in Miami, which everybody fucking told me.
Miami's grimy.
If you
You're
ever
50-50.
go to Bang Brothers, you're gonna come back with an STD. And I was like, whatever. So I got there, and I had a 30-day test. I think it was like 14 days in or 18 something like that. And I got there, they're like, we only take 7-day tests. And I was like,
oh wow,
7-day test? Like, I've never heard
There's
of that.
some girls that'll take like a 3-day, like they'll only shoot with you if you have like 3-day test. I'm like, damn.
No, but it's interesting is the fact that I didn't even think twice about why are they so concerned that it has to be 7 days? Like, what does everybody keep contracting over here? I didn't even think about it.
Shooting in Miami, it's a little
No, I didn't even
sketchy.
think about it until I remember I got home the next time when I tested dirty, and I'd only shot there. And then I went home and I was like, I've never in my life had an STD, and the first time was then. And honestly, like, I think, it was chlamydia. You take, like, 5 antibiotics. It's gone in 24 hours. 24 hours, went back, got tested, and I tested clean.
Why is Miami sketchy?
It's like the minor leagues of porn. That's how I look at it. People that shoot, I'm not generalizing everyone, but a lot of people that get into the industry in Miami, they're doing it to make a quick buck. It's not a career for them. They're getting in, they're amateurs, like they're shooting their few scenes, they're getting out. So they're not as like careful with having sex, with protection and, not having sex within the industry. So it's more, people are more risky. Performers that shoot in Los Angeles, we're like the major leagues of porn. So it's
That's
more
what we do
the
full time,
people
right.
it's our careers out here. Like
Now,
we're
do you
like
think
porn
it's
stars.
like the heat?
No, it's just people.
Like the
people
heat?
in Florida are
because,
grimy.
like, it's. I feel
Sorry
like,
if anyone there is from
I
Florida,
feel like
but
because
y'all
South
people
Beach
are
is so
nasty.
like party city. It's so let's be wild. It's so hot and like humid. Like it's like summer all day long, every day. Like it's just like people are just horny all the time. You have, you know,
yeah,
these porn guys have like every hot girl from all over the world visiting Miami for fucking certain holidays. Like, how do they not smash a girl?
Yeah.
And honestly, like everyone, I want to say like, honestly, I'm going to say 97% of everyone I've slept with has been without a condom. I've only twice in my whole life, and I've been around the block in my whole life, in my private life, have ever had two guys tell me, oh, we need to put a condom on. And I was like,
what are you trying to say?
I'm insulted. Ask her baby mama when was the last time she got tested. Never.
Yeah.
Oh, obviously you have to get tested before you have a baby. So, but
yeah. Condoms aren't fun, but if you do use condoms, use PS.
Yes. No, definitely. So that's what I was playing with it.
And it's a lot of porn stars using them. So it's like we're trying to make them popular, you know, because we are trying to be good role models. And at the end of the day, like, you know, you do need to be responsible. Not only do you have to worry about STDs, you have to worry about having kids as well.
No, okay, you know what?
So
honestly,
that's like, you know, that's the other side of it too.
I think that's the number one thing, like the men in my life that I do know.
I'd rather get chlamydia than find out a girl. I got a random girl pregnant. I would take chlamydia all day than knocking up a girl that I'm not dating or like.
No, I've heard that, and I actually know so many guy friends that literally like came inside of a girl, she got pregnant, and now they're stuck with the girl they weren't in love with, then a kid, and you know, everyone's trying to do the right thing. Like that's just so common now. Like I know so many personal guy friends that are literally like, fuck, that fucking
look
bitch
at Drake.
got pregnant.
Look what happened to Drake.
Yeah.
So you just got to be careful.
I'm telling you, just it really, I hate condoms, but this, like, I would actually want to try it. Like, I would be like, if it came down to it, like, I would, if this was just as good, I'd be
what
like,
are you doing after this?
fuck yeah, you.
Do a little field test, a little market research.
I'm gonna let you guys do market I'm gonna do market research. I'll let you guys know tomorrow.
We'll give consumer reviews.
How this feels.
Yeah.
No, but I love it. It is true because actually I do. I know a lot of guy friends, not guys that I've ever dated, but I actually have a lot of guy friends that actually do use condoms. Yeah. And they're always, and I'm always
it's
like,
smart. It's responsible. It's like wearing a seatbelt.
Yeah. No, they literally have, and actually their concern isn't STDs. Their concerns is because they all make a lot of money, and their concerns is they don't want no girl a month later being like, oh, I'm pregnant from you.
You know,
and it's your kid.
You know, it's funny. Actually, this was the first, and I just laughed my ass off. So at AVN this year, I had a booth at the AVN convention, which you guys don't know. It's an adult video convention in Vegas.
It's like the Emmy Awards, but for porn stars.
Yes, and it's a convention and then an award show. So my condom company, we had a booth there.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh.
And this guy I'm standing there at the booth. This guy comes up to me and he's like checking them out, and you know, we had like demos there, like putting the condoms on like bananas, like girls were like showing how it worked, blah blah. And the guy was like smelling it. He's like, oh wow. And he's like, it doesn't smell. He's like, so if I were to cheat on my wife, I could use this condom. I wouldn't get caught. I'm like, oh.
No. Oh my God. On that note.
I'm like, damn. I was like, you have a point, because there have been guys that have been caught.
Because
cheating,
you can smell the resin. You can smell the fucking condom.
You can smell the condom.
Yes.
So he's like, wait, I can use this condom. I won't get caught. I'm like, it's like, that's fucked up, but you're right.
You want to cheat? Make sure you use PS condoms, you guys. Right there. You can't even, you really look. I told you, I just tasted it. You can't smell it or taste it. I once had a boyfriend.
I was like, you got a point.
I once had a boyfriend that, I went to get my nipple pierced after I used to dance in my 20s, right? And I used to be a stripper. And I remember one time afterwards, like there was a group of guys, and one of them was a piercer. And we were so fucked up, and somebody dared me like, oh, if I get my nipple pierced, will you? And I was like, sure. And I honestly thought this person would never in their life get their nipple pierced. And they said, I'm down. And I was like, uh-huh. And when the strip club was over, that guy, he was a security guard there, and he was like the quietest, most like, he was a born-again Christian. I mean, like, has a wife. I mean, just so fucking square. Yeah. And he was like, okay, we're going to get our nipples pierced. I was like, oh, I thought it was like, I was joking. Like, I never thought, I swear to God, I did not think. So they were going to go from there with the guy who does piercing to his place. And I was thinking, fuck, my boyfriend's going to, what would I tell my fucking boyfriend? You know, like, he's going to fucking flip out. So I used to say nothing. I didn't text him. I don't think we had texting back then. I don't even know if we had texting back then. I think we had pagers.
The beepers, yeah.
It was beepers. Yeah, I think we had pagers. And I remember just going, and we got my nipples pierced, and we got home, and fuck, I didn't get home till like
late.
Fucking 4:30 in the morning. And I remember he literally tortured me all morning. He did not let me sleep. Where the fuck were you? Who were you with? And he literally grabbed my panties and opened my legs and smelled my vagina to see if he could smell condoms. And I was thinking in my head, bro, you know I don't use condoms. I didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking.
He's trying to see if he can smell some jizz.
Something. He literally was. And then I was like, I was just thinking, just don't touch my boobs because my nipples pierce. And the person who pierced my nipples was somebody he didn't like. So that's the last thing I wanted him to know.
On the flip side, you can catch a guy and be like, let me smell your dick.
No, you
can
can
smell pussy on a dude's dick. Like, that's like, I've heard of guys getting caught like that. Like,
but that girl has to have like a stinky, like a stinky pussy.
Yeah.
Because like it should smell like sex. Sex is sex. You know what I mean? Like,
well, you can still like have the sex smell on your dick and like get caught like that. Girls like, let me smell your dick. You can tell you've been having sex.
I've never done that. No, have you ever thought to do that? Never. I've never thought to be like, let me smell your dick.
Yeah, if you don't trust your guy, it smells dick.
I don't know. I guess I've never in my life been insecure. Like, had to question somebody like that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I've heard of guys getting caught like that. The girl was like, let me smell your dick.
But isn't it common sense because... No. You know what? What I do know is this. Obviously, because you know, like I'm in the private world of working, right? Is I've had like people, like clients, literally afterwards go take a shower. And I'm thinking, whoa, like, first of all, you're supposed to be at work, right? And you're gonna go home. Like, you smell like fucking Ivory Caress body wash, bro. Like, your balls smell like they've never sweated all day long. Like, to me, that would be suspicious. Like, if I go down on him and I'm like, why does this smell like Victoria
it's a little too
Secret
clean.
body lotion?
It's a little too clean.
Body wash.
Is that cucumber melon, motherfucker? What is that? What are those?
There's always a little musty, like, the must smell that's normal. And I'm like, yo, you smell like Victoria's Secret body spray.
I'm just kidding.
That's in my lips. Also, go ahead, take it up. Right? So I'm always like, okay, so I think I'd be more concerned about that. If my man came home and we were having sex and I went down, I was like, there's no sweat.
Yeah.
Like, what? This is a little weird. Like,
girl smart if she's on you like that.
Yeah,
so smell your dick. I'm like,
that would make me suspicious, as opposed to like if I smelled like if you had a scent on him, I just think, oh, you're just sweating all day.
Yeah, but you can tell the difference between sweaty balls and pussy.
You think? Maybe you can because you're a guy. I think as girls, I don't think we can.
No. You guys just have different smell receptor.
Yeah, I mean, unless she has like, like a slight BV or something, maybe, like, and I know he doesn't normally smell like that. That's when you need the condom. Yeah, like maybe then I'd be like, okay, like you don't normally, that's not his smell, but I think like naturally, like, I don't think I could smell sex unless there's like a slight BV thing going on. Do you agree or no? I think there would be like, if you know your partner, like you'll know their smell.
Yeah, I guess it depends,
As opposed to like, hey, because I just feel like a guy sweating all day in his sweats and, sweats on and his underwear on, like it's just going to be sweaty smell versus.
I probably smell more pussies. I could definitely say there's a distinguishing smell between a vagina and a sweaty ball, but that's just me.
Oh, okay, so that's interesting because
so
you're a
guys,
man.
be careful. Wash your balls. Just use baby wipes. Don't.
Well, no, because I'm gonna smell the baby wipes and be like, why the fuck is there no scent on your motherfucking balls? Why'd you take a fucking shower before you came home? Now we got a problem.
Oh man, we're teaching guys how to cheat. Don't do that.
Yeah,
cheating's
but
bad.
No. Literally, I'll never forget when he literally smelled my panties and opened my legs to smell my vagina, and I was thinking like. Honestly, I'm not a cheater. Like I will literally break up with you like minutes before I'm actually gonna have sex with somebody else. My egos and pride so big. I love to say I've never cheated. So like I'll be like, babe, we're gonna break up. Bye. And I'll just hang up. Like I wouldn't even give you time to talk things out because I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna smash this person. And then I could technically say we were separated when this happened. Like I did not technically physically did not cheat.
It's a technicality. I guess technically, if I have a condom on, I didn't technically touch her, so it's not cheating. Technically,
Wait,
it was
penetration counts. Who's gonna say that? Penetration
but there's
counts.
a condom. There's something blocking it, so like it wasn't skin to skin.
Okay, on that note, I didn't
touch her. The condom did.
I had this the other day on my Insta story, and it was okay. Now, is emotionally being involved with somebody else cheating?
I think it's worse than physically. Like if you're emotionally like with someone else, I think it's a lot worse than physically cheating on someone. You know?
Okay. Why?
Because physically, it's on a surface level. Like if you really like someone, like you like them, like at that level, you like. If you're just having sex with another person, you're not going to get to that level. I think it's for me personally, like
right.
It's just different.
So you can compartmentalize sex from attraction.
Yes.
Connection.
Yeah. Because like say like I'm like going having like a one night stand, like I can just have that fun. Like
right. You're in Vegas with your friends.
Yeah. Like it happens. Like so. Yeah.
Right.
Like I'm never going to see that person again. Like
right,
I had my fun. Like I was doing what I wanted to do at that time. Boom. It's done. But like if I'm like meet a girl in Vegas, say I have a girlfriend, and then like I meet a girl in Vegas, and like I'm talking to her, like and we're like getting emotional, like that's pushing it, because it's like you're carrying that on.
Interesting, huh? What do you guys think over there? Everybody was on their phone, that's why I said that.
No, I think physical's worse, but I see what you're saying.
My question was, what do you think is worse, emotionally being involved with somebody or physically cheating on somebody?
No, I said I think physical's worse.
You do?
Yeah, but I know what you mean by like it is messed up if they get emotionally attached. I get what you're saying by that because then you're like, oh, like the relationship.
Emotionally attached, that takes like you have to put in work for that.
Yeah,
like that doesn't just happen.
But that also says that there's I feel like that says there's love involved. Like because I've actually been in one relationship where I wasn't in love with the person, but they were good for me. They were safe. I knew I wouldn't get hurt. I knew I wouldn't like have to risk getting hurt. You know what I mean? And they were just a nice person, and we had a fun time, and we were like friends, and it worked. And then like a year into the relationship, he wanted marriage, and I was like, yo, like, I don't want to wake up to your face every morning. Like, it was temporary, and I knew it, and so when he was like, want to take it to the next level, I was like, okay, now I need to bounce. As opposed to like, there's people like, when you're so fucking like connected to somebody, you're just like no matter what, like, you're just like, this is connection, and you're just like, you want to be with them.
And I can say from like porn, for example. So say like in the past, like I've dated girls while I've been a porn performer. So it's like my girlfriend at that time was okay with me, like, cause she, like we were talking about earlier, like she knows I'm going to work. Like I'm going to work to have sex with a person. It's work. We share a scene and it's done.
Right.
But if I go to work and I have sex with someone for work, and then I'm hitting him up after set, and like we're talking, like that's pushing it, because that takes it past work.
Right.
So that's where the physical and emotional part, especially with someone in the adult industry, that's where, for me, that line is drawn. Because, when I've dated girls in the past, and then while I've been in the industry, like, for the most part, they understand that I'm going to do that physical thing for work, so they're cool with it. Yeah. But if I'm like hitting that girl up after work, or like texting her, like, that's pushing it, because then I'm trying to get something a little more that's outside of work. So that's why the emotional part, that's more so cheating than it is the physical part.
Okay, so now on that
But again,
note,
like us as adult performers, we're in a whole different fucking ballpark. Like it's just different.
So now on that level, the fact is, first, work is work. We show up, and you said, like, when we go home to who we love, like, we're like, oh, finally, like, I can actually kiss this person. I can actually enjoy sex, and I could come in fucking 3 minutes if I want, and nobody's gonna give a fuck. I'm still gonna be higher the next day. On that note, my question would be then, dating versus being with somebody. I forgot what I was going to say.
You get there, so dating versus being someone like. There's connection, like physical connection.
No, sorry. Okay. My question is, do you think is it possible to be in love with two people at the same time?
I think so. Yeah.
Have you ever been in love with two people at the same time?
Yeah.
My brother said, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you do? Like, honestly, like, what do you do as a man? Like, do you stay where you're at, or do you go back to what you knew?
It's tough. It's a case by case.
Or are you talking to both at the same time?
Because sometimes, like, you can feel that love feeling for multiple people. Because, again, like, it really depends on the person, you know, because, like, for me personally, like, beyond the physical aspect, I'm very emotional and spiritual. Like, I can connect with people on multiple different levels or dimensions. So for me, it's like I can connect with someone on a very spiritual level, but maybe not on a sexual level. Or I can connect with someone on a sexual level, but we're not connecting on anything more than that.
Right.
So I'm speaking for myself, like there's levels to where that can operate at.
Okay, so now two people you're in love with. That's one level.
2 people in love with. Wow. I wouldn't say I've been in love with 2 people at the same time.
Okay.
But I have you can have crush on someone while like I love someone.
That's not in love though. That's not in love.
Yeah. Like
I've been in love with 2 people at one time.
I've
It was the
been
worst
in
nightmare
love and
of
like
my
have
life.
like crushed on other people, which is natural. Like it's not like
But crush isn't love. Crush is just like
like
it's
lust.
fun.
There's a difference between love and lust.
Yeah.
And like
Totally
there's a lot of
different.
distinctions and separations between that. But loving, that's tough. I feel like it'd be case by case because there's like, you know, you see couples or like, you know, people that are in like polygamous relationships.
Right.
You know, he's got 2 bitches. I love bitches.
I love bitches too.
I love both my bitches
If I
equally.
could have 2 bitches, I'd be all about it too. Literally, seriously, and
there's
I'm a
there's
girl.
people
Like,
that can
I'm
share
about
that
that
love.
too.
Like, you know, like people can share that love with multiple partners.
Multiple partners,
And again,
yeah.
it's like everyone's different, so I can't, you know,
Right.
I can't speak for everyone else. Like everyone could have a different kind of, you know, taste with that.
Okay, so let's go back to the subject of sex versus porn sex.
Yes.
Have you ever at any time had what is the difficulty in having a relationship with somebody? Like I was saying, like before, like I've had guys go watch myself and be like, oh, you said that,
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever in your personal life had a problem where the girl's gone? Have you ever dated a normie?
I've dated civilians and I've dated porn girls, so I've
Okay, so
been on both sides.
Okay, so what's your experience dating normies?
Normies.
How did they turn out, and what was the problem?
For those of you at
versus
home,
being porn?
normies, aka civilians, are non-porn people.
Yeah, the people that
So
don't
if
do
you guys don't know what
porn,
a
never been in the
normie is.
industry. They're, they.
What I've experienced is the normies it takes a little more time to adjust and to accept the fact that I have sex with other people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they're like, if they're not super, at the end of the day, it comes down to self-confidence and securities and insecurities. So if I'm dating someone and they have insecurities, they will usually have issues with my job. If they're confident and comfortable with themselves, they won't have an issue with what I do for work. So it really, I've been on both sides of it. I've dated non-normies, girls that are in the industry, like they get it a little better because, you know, they're going to work, they're having sex. It's like, you know, it's work.
Right.
And they understand when I go to work, it's work. But if, you know, you take it beyond that, that's when you're crossing a line.
And do you find that normies, like when you're having sex, are they like, do you do this during your porn videos? Or
I get that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the normies are like, it's tough sometimes because like sometimes they'll look at me. I don't know if they're looking at me as like Damon or if they're looking at me as Spencer. Like
Right.
what do they want? You know, I've dated girls that I've met them because they were fans. So like, you know, they love watching my stuff. Like they
Right.
love me as like that porn star. And then like they get to know me as Spencer, who I am. And vice
Right.
versa. They've met me as Spencer and then they find out that I'm a porn star. So there's like, it's pretty diverse. Like I've been on both sides of it, which is very interesting. So you never know. It's just, you know, it's life. You just got to fucking live and learn. You know? There's no right answer for it. You know, I've had porn girls I've dated that are more insecure than normies, you know, with what I do for work. So it just depends.
You
on
know
the
what?
person.
I do know. I actually have girlfriends who are in the porn industry that are psycho with their boyfriends that are in the porn industry, and it's like it just blows my mind. Like you know, it's work, but like it just really blows my mind. Like how can you be psycho over your boyfriend?
Yeah, that's
Like,
why I stopped dating girls in the industry
And I'm
because
just
it's
like,
like it's too much.
But then like you're fucking everyone. Like she'll literally be like, everyone's on your no list. And I'm just like,
I've seen that countless times. Like I've been put on girls' no list because their boyfriend in the industry is like, they're just being,
like,
you know,
I know Spence.
they're being haters. Like, all right, I get it. All right, cool.
No, I've definitely been on guys' no list because of their girlfriends too.
Mhm.
And I'm like, literally, you
I'm
seriously?
flattered. I'm like, all right, like
I just work with him.
your girl's just mad I'm hitting it better than you are, or you're just mad I'm hitting it better than you are, motherfucker.
No, I think that says a lot, you know. And then I have another friend of the porn industry who like he can well fuck who fucks his girl. Like he'll be like gangbanger, fucker,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And his attitude literally every time is like he always says no one's gonna fuck her as good as me. And I'm like, I fucking love that attitude. It's literally his attitude. He's like,
it comes down to confidence.
and honestly, he says it not like even
Like
to be
cocky.
to like cover up insecurity.
Yeah.
It's genuinely.
Yeah.
He's so convinced and knows ain't nobody gonna fuck her like me. And it's so authentic. And I'm like, holy fuck, he really believes that.
Yeah.
You know, and he is a great performer, but I'm just like, wow, that's fucking crazy. And he like literally, he's like, ah. He's like, she don't even talk to this guy. He's like, I don't bother.
Yeah.
He's like, she ain't going nowhere. And I'm
That's
always
what
like,
it comes down to is that like
confidence is like,
confidence
what
is
the
like,
fuck?
you know,
That's
if you
crazy.
know that, you know, she's not going to stray off because you give her what she needs, then you don't have to worry about it.
yeah.
It's when people start worrying about like, is this other person going to give my significant other what I can't give them? That's when the issues start.
Right.
So it's like, you know, if you and that your boyfriend or girlfriend are really vibing, you give them everything they need, then it's like, you know, you don't have to worry about them running away or straying off, because if you're attentive and you give them what they need, you know, emotionally, physically, sexually, just across the board, then why worry about it? But, you know, there's a lot of factors that go in. So it's, again, it's case by case. Depends on who you're dealing with, you know.
Definitely,
Everyone's different. Everyone handles things differently.
So you don't date girls in the industry?
I have.
You have.
I
You
try.
don't.
I stay away from it. I stay away from it now. Yeah.
Do you find it's like drama?
Yeah. It can be drama. It's just yeah. I just I've learned my lesson. Let's put it like that.
Oh,
But I'm friends with like all the girls I've dated in the industry. Like
yeah.
like I'm still good friends with the girls in the industry that I have dated. So it's I haven't burned any bridges. Like, but it
Yeah.
is tough dating girls in the industry.
So interesting.
Yeah.
You think this is like everyone has they're like double standard?
What do you mean by double standard?
Double standard, like where they're like, well, I could fuck anybody in the industry, but you can't.
Yeah, there's.
Are they just more jealous as opposed to like a
It's just-
normie,
it's
or
just more-
normies, or do you feel like normies are like normie girls are not maybe don't have as much hype around them, aren't as much fame or as much
it's
name,
probably-
where they feel so in
It's
control.
definitely easier.
where
It's
they're
definitely
just
easier
more
dating.
like-
Definitely easier.
They're like yes girls.
Definitely easier dating a normie girl because like they don't have thousands of guys trying to get their attention. You know, if you're a big name porn star, you have thousands of guys all the time, you know, DMing you, hitting you up, like this and that. You know, there's so much more like inbounding, attention.
Right, yeah.
Like if you're a normal girl, like you have, a few guys hitting you up, but like if you're a big name porn star, you got guys hitting you up day and night.
Yeah, but
So
foul
there's just-
players, rappers,
Yeah, you got like
billionaires across the world.
yeah, and like I've dated girls that they're in the industry and they'll have like pro athletes and fucking like again like people that I'm like fucking that I look up to. I'm like fuck, like
what the
this
fuck?
mo- he's hitting-
Can I go on a date with you guys?
Like I can't even,
Go, babe. Just FaceTime me the whole
like,
time.
I can't even get mad that he wants to take on like I'm like that's one of my fucking idols. Like fuck, like, I can't even get mad at that. Like shit, tell myself what's up. Give me an autographed jersey or something. Shit. Like seriously, like
My boyfriend said I could go with you, but you have to give him
I've been in
a
that
signed
situation with girls in the
jersey.
industry that I've dated, like, because girls in the industry, if they're a big name, they'll have, these celebrities come after them. I'm like, damn, like, I'm not, like, I'm not that dude. Like,
right.
Shit, like, yeah, go for it, fine.
So now I've done this little thing before, like with people I've dated, where we call it an ace card.
Yeah.
So there's like one celeb, like I'll be like, okay, but I'm gonna make sure it's not like a jealous guy, because I've been with jealous guys that can't even mention ace card. But I've been with certain people that are a little more open-minded. So always be like, okay, well, let's have this little game, and it's called like, what's the game? I'm like, it's called an ace card. You get an ace card, and I get an ace card. I'm like, but we gotta say it now that there's one celeb that if we ever run into them and they want to smash, you get a pass to smash them, and I get a smash to pass my person.
All right, so
would you be open for that in a relationship? Oh. Was it showing a lot?
So luckily there's 4 ace cards in the deck, so.
I love that you said that.
Luckily there's 4 ace cards in the deck, so yeah, sure, why not? I mean, if you want to stretch out to get a few kings and queens in there too.
Right.
Really spread the love around.
And I got this game from somebody I dated once, and they were like, let's do the ace card thing. And I was like I think they were expecting me to be like,
it's easier.
I'm not a jealous person at all, like ever. Like, in fact, my problem is they're like the people try to make me jealous because I'm just always unbothered.
Yeah,
like, I don't ask questions and I don't care about anything.
Like people are like, why aren't you jealous? I'm like, I don't get, like, because that's like an issue too. Is like,
yes,
I'm not like, I see like I don't get jealous, so it's like it's just, you know.
And then people take it offensively, and they're like,
why aren't you jealous?
And then I see them like they're trying to get me jealous, and I'm like,
they want you to like.
Now you're on purposely making me jealous, and now I'm really not jealous. But I'm just don't care. I'm like, okay, if you want me, you want me. If you don't, you don't. Like, and to me, that's just common sense. If you want to be with me, you'll be with me. If you want to be with somebody else, then go be with them. Like, I don't have a problem.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to force someone. No, you can't like nobody else, and you have to be me. If you want to talk to another girl, then go talk to her. Like, be
But with this ace card stuff, I feel it's
so
it's easier for the girl to achieve her ace card people than the guy. So it's like my aces are probably a lot less achievable than your aces. Like, you just
who are your aces?
I don't know if I say that. That makes my girls jealous.
Oh.
I have a list of like celebrity crushes on my phone. Like it's got like 20 names on it right now. Oh no, I've got like, and that's part of the reason why like I even do porn. It's like, all right, I'm gonna get like to this level to where like the girls that are famous that I have crushes on, like they'll like recognize me.
Right.
So, like low key,
as they should.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get to like
where they're DMing you.
Yeah, like I want to get to that spot.
Like, so what's their name? I'm gonna DM them for you. I'm gonna say, I have a friend.
Let's see here. Who do I got? Who's on my list?
He's great in bed. He's handsome. He has dimples, and he's an entrepreneur.
Oh my god! If
you're
you
gonna
DM it
love
for me,
him.
it'd be a wrap.
And I can promise you, they'll message you back. I'd be like, he will make you squirt. I promise.
All right, let's start with Ariana Grande.
Oh, I want to fuck her too.
Can you get me? All right, we can both take her down.
I'm gonna DM her. No, seriously, watch.
Like, I for real have a list of like just one day.
Oh shit! Should we answer questions?
Oh yeah, let's answer some questions.
Okay.
If Ariana, if you're seeing this, just give me one shot. We'll go to the top. I saw a few while we were.
Okay. Hello, Mohammed. Thank you for tuning in. Hi, Aja. Hi, Jean. Hi, Robin. Johnny True Love in the house. What's up?
What up, Johnny?
Woo!
I know Johnny.
Yes, we love Johnny. Oh my God, should be both together. Oh my God, that'd be way too much sexiness and too much masculinity. She's going crazy. I'm always crazy. Coming to Los Angeles. Wait, is this the same one? I saw you in Dubai and you are damn. Shout me out. Hi, Danny Money. Hi, Prince. Mohammed again. Giovanni. Danny.
Question.
Okay, Samuel Lopez. Have you guys worked together?
Is that work or was that play?
Later.
Indirectly. Not on my end. I'm just charity dicking over here. Shit. She probably made money off of it. I didn't.
Yes, we have worked together, had sex, whatever you want to consider it.
One time.
Okay. Can I get a shout out? Hi, Taquizas El Lazy. Question by Brady. How many positions have you done in your movies, and do you do them in real life?
How many positions? I've probably done 100 positions in my movies.
Every fucking movie's a position.
Yeah. I even taught a Kama Sutra video once, so I've.
Did you really?
Yeah, for Wicked a couple years ago.
How long was that? Isn't there like a fucking 1,000 positions?
I didn't do all the positions. We did like a few, like profiled a few positions. So I've taught Kama Sutra. I've done hundreds of different variations of positions in my movies. I still find different positions. Like, you know, it's crazy. Like you just discover and stumble upon some stuff. I definitely do more creative positions in porn than I do my real life. My real life, my positions are, you know,
not just normal.
Yeah, normal. You know, yeah. I like the boring stuff in my real life.
How long is a video? Most porn videos are what, 30?
About 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
30 minutes of sex.
Yeah. Okay.
They love you.
I know. How do you learn about real sex when you have only learned sex from adult movies? Oh, we were just talking about that.
I learned about real sex before adult movies, I guess.
But actually,
no, what? I take that back.
You're probably good looking in high school,
do you remember,
not?
do you remember Real Sex? Do you remember the show on Cinemax, Real Sex? Like it was like B-level sex? Yeah, it was like they like. Right, it was like Katie Morgan. Like Katie Morgan was the host of it.
Like we call that B-sex, like B-roll.
No, it's B-roll. Just like they
it's like a B-sex, right? What's it called?
It's not porn, but it's like they talk about like sex stories and like sex clubs.
Was it called like Red Shoe Diaries?
You guys remember Cinemax? Oh yeah. Like you know HBO, like Real Sex. Really, Real Sex tape. Yeah, like that's like how I first learned about like sex and porn, like that stuff. Katie Morgan. Yeah.
Well,
and now like that's someone I like.
I'm glad to know my brother watched this.
He knows what's up. Yeah, me too. Hashtag we're gonna start the He Too movement. You guys heard it here first. You guys heard it first. The He Too movement.
Oh my God. Okay, Pablo Rodriguez says to wave hello. Hello, Pablo. If it's not live, if it's live, say hello, Mia. Hello, Samuel Lopez. I would give her a free mustache ride. What does that mean?
I can show you.
Right now?
It would involve you sitting on my face.
Oh, I've never heard that term.
It's when you sit on a guy's face, he has a mustache, you just rub it on your pussy. Because
I've never heard that.
You've never heard of mustache ride?
Oh my God, what the heck? What? How many in the adult industry and I haven't heard this?
Mustache ride? Come on.
I've never heard that.
That's the old one.
Wow. Okay.
Reverse cowgirl is better. I don't know. Do you like reverse cowgirl? What's your take on reverse?
You know what? Reverse cowgirl fucking hurts my knees. Our like, because the guy's legs open when we get to the knees, right? So like our feet go toward his hips and then our knees go open. So it's like you're trying to do the splits in your knees and you're trying to ride it. Like, you're trying to grind it backwards, but our knees just don't open that way. And he's like, yeah, keep going. He's like slapping the ass, and you're just like, and you're literally like, this is our face. Look on this side. We're like this.
The girl's like, are we done yet?
Yeah, and he's like, oh yeah, and you're just like, oh, especially when he starts moaning, you're like, oh fuck, no, I can't stop, because now he's moaning, which means he's fucking loving it, right? So I just can't stop, and you're like, your legs cramping, and you're just like, just keep riding, keep reverse riding it, just keep reverse riding it. And at some point, like, I literally will go to I can't breathe, and I'll like,
and then you'll stop to suck the dick.
And I'll be like, I'm gonna flip it around. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the trick. Right? When girls get tired in reverse cowgirls, they'll stop, and the trick is they'll suck the dick. Can I say that? Can I say suck the dick on YouTube? Hey YouTube, suck the dick.
Okay, this is okay. Hello, Li Wang. Hello, Ross. Khalip. Hamad, Stop Console Wars. Hello, everybody. Hello, Howard Williams. Hello, Robin. Hello, Jordan Garcia. Hello.
Someone commented on Florida. They're like, you're not wrong. Florida is the only state where hashtag Florida Man is popular on Twitter.
Braid Weathers says, Spencer, you are not wrong. Florida is the only state where the hashtag is hashtag Florida Mint is popular on Twitter.
Florida's just a different. Florida just hits different.
Oh, okay. So Stop Console Wars wants me to ask you, what is the worst time you've had with a co-star? This is Dom. Do you know who Dom is?
I don't know who Dom is, but God, I'm having flashbacks right now. PTSD is kicking in.
What is the worst time you've ever had?
Well, where do I start?
In the beginning.
There's been times I've gotten to set. Just recent, it was probably like 9 months ago. I show up to set, and I walk in. It's like a new girl I've never met before. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Like, and she just like, she looks at me. And she's like, she scoffs. She's like,
new girl.
Yeah, like some newer girl.
Like, how do you even have an attitude, bitch? Like, you better be humble as fuck and start
so
sucking
like,
everyone's dick
because I'm
on
always
set.
like, I'm always nice. Like, hey, how you doing? Like, and I want to make sure you're doing good. You know,
You
because like,
super are,
yeah, I'm actually like concerned of you as a human being and make sure you're good. So I'm like, oh, how you doing? She's like whatever. Like, so I'm like, this bitch. So like, I literally
was trying to be nice.
I told the director, I was like out the gates, because like at this point in my career, like I can say no per se. Like I can be like, I don't want to shoot with this person. So she was just giving me attitude at the gates, and I was like, I'm not shooting with her. I was like, do you have a replacement? Or I was like, you know, is there any other option? He's like, is it that bad? The director was like, yeah. I was like, it's not happening. Like, because I'm not gonna like struggle to like try to connect
with somebody.
Yeah, when it's not happening.
Yeah.
Like,
and then you're gonna have like that scene.
I'll give people like a chance, but like if I can usually tell like out the gate, from their energy and their vibes, like So I was just like, not happening, not happening. So
that was your worst experience.
Not worst. It's just off the top of my head. So like I told him, I was like, I can't shoot with this girl. He's like, all right, we'll get a replacement. So he's like sent her home. Like you're just being a bitch. You gotta go home. Yeah, like I gotta, you know, like I'm the vet. Like I'm a veteran.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, you know, yeah. So it's just seniority on that one.
Yeah.
Man, worst. I've got a funny story. Okay.
Funny or worse?
No, so it's both. So I was shooting a scene. It was probably like 4 years ago. I was fairly new, and it was a foursome scene. So it was me and 3 other girls.
So you've only been in the industry
6 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So this was probably like 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
And I was shooting a scene. I was in Arizona shooting, so I was like out of town.
Arizona, they shoot porn?
Yeah, there's a few companies that shoot out there.
Really?
Yeah, like it was for nubiles. And shooting the scene, it was a MILF and like 2 younger girls. And we're like shooting the scene. Everything's going great scene. And then we take a break before like the final position, like just to like reset the cameras and the lighting.
Right.
And the girl, like one of the girls, like people when they take a break, they'll get on their phones, like whatever, fuck around.
Yeah.
The girl gets on her phone, like goes to the bathroom and like gets on her phone. And then all of a sudden, like we're like the crew and me and the other 2 girls, we're sitting in the room ready to go, and we just hear like yelling. We're like, this girl's like yelling at someone on the phone, like what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And the other girl's like,
the other girl, is the camera on him? Oh, put it on him. Put it on him. Real quick. Okay.
So the other girl's like, all right, I'm gonna go check on her, and then she goes to check on the girl, and then we hear like yelling, screaming, like kicking, and then the director's like, I need to go check on this, like something's going down. So this girl, like, we're sitting in there.
Just having like a nervous breakdown?
She's having a break. She's just fucking screaming, like, fucking, we hear the walls getting pounded on, like, what the fuck? Like, we're, like, last position. Like, we've been doing this all day. Like, we're about to, like, what the fuck is going, like, what the fuck happened?
Right.
So the director comes back, and he's like, so this girl that you're shooting with, she's been shooting porn for over a year now. Her boyfriend just found out that she's been shooting porn. Her boyfriend was in the military. He was overseas, and like someone had posted something or whatever. But at that moment, he'd found out that she was shooting porn, and like pretty much called her out as like, "What the fuck?" And this girl like had a fucking breakdown. She was like, "No," just like she was just losing her shit, like crying, beating the wall. She was like, "Ah." And
you're like, bitch, you got caught. Shut the fuck up. Get over here and suck this dick.
Not to mention, funny, like even funnier. So like a couple weeks before that, maybe like a month before, like I'd shot with that same girl.
Right.
And like we shot the scene, and she, like after she was like just acting weird, and like I was like, oh, let me like walk your help you take your suitcase out for your ride. She's like, oh no, she's like, I'm good, I got it.
Okay.
So like she grabs her stuff, like goes outside, and like. The guy pulls up. It's her boyfriend. Like he pulls up. He's like helping her put her shit in the car. Like he's kissing her. I'm like, I just jizzed in your mouth, and you're fucking kissing this dude. I'm just laughing. So she has a boyfriend. He doesn't know that she's shooting porn. He thinks she's shooting like.
Wait, real quick on that note. When I've shot porn and I've done a scene and I've had to go like see someone I'm dating, I don't want to have sex with them, and I don't want to kiss them because I feel guilty.
I literally just jizzed in this girl's mouth like 10 minutes before, and then she's like kissing her boyfriend outside. I'm like, oh, that's funny. Like laughing at myself. A month later, like that goes down. Like she's screaming. The boyfriend finds out. So we're like, we have to finish the scene because like we've been here all day. We've been doing this. Like that's your fault. You fucked up. So she like tries to get together. Like that's the worst thing for me. Like for being a performer, if the girl's like not in a bad mood, if she's crying or upset, like that's the biggest boner killer ever. I'm like, I can't have sex with a girl. She's like crying, like freaking the fuck out. And then like we're in the literally last position, like pop position, and the other like I was shooting with Brandy Love, and she was like. She's whispering, she's like, just fuck the shit out. Or she's like, just hate, because I couldn't get it, like I couldn't get in because this girl's crying. She's like, you just need to. She's like, make her cry more. So I just I switched my mindset. I just got angry. I anger fucked her that's the only way I could get through the scene and keep it going.
Yeah, and it works.
And it worked. Yeah.
Okay, so real quick before we whatever last second is if I'm mad at someone I'm dating, and we're like in a relationship. And I'm fucking pissed, and they're coming on to me, and I will never ever say no to sex, but I can promise you I'm gonna fuck them like Kiara Mia. And it's interesting because maybe like we'll be in a big fight and they'll want to have sex, and I'd be like, oh really? Come on. And I'd be like, oh yeah, come on, daddy. I'm like, deeper, and I'll just be like going fucking crazy, and they're like, okay, like calm down, because I'm like, no, come on. I'm like, you wanted to fuck me? How you want this fucking pussy? Like, come on, give it to me harder.
Fucking is a real thing.
And they're literally like, okay. Like, I will literally go into that mode. I will never say no. Yeah. Most girls are like, no, I'm not in the mood. Yeah. I'll be like, oh, you want it?
So
you want it?
I had to go into a dark place to finish that scene. So I was like, I need to be like angry. I need to like,
Yeah.
So yeah.
I know that.
So that was a bad experience.
Oh.
I've been pooped on too, but that's another story.
Luckily, I've never pooped on anybody. Where are we at?
We're about there. We're going to end on getting pooped on.
2 more minutes. Yeah, no, yeah. I've been lucky. I haven't pooped on anybody.
Must be nice. You haven't lived a life till you've been pooped on.
Okay. Oh.
To something, so I haven't shit on anyone.
I haven't pooped on anybody. I guess that's good news. Okay. So thank you so much for having you on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. Today was fun.
Well, I love coming on. Thanks.
So afterwards, I'm going to let you guys know about the PS condoms. Make sure you guys go and you buy these. PSGoodtimes.com.
Is
do you have like a hashtag for them?
Hashtag PSGoodtimes.
Yeah, okay.
Or www.psgoodtimes.com. Our Instagram is everything's PSGoodtimes.
Awesome. So make sure if you guys go get this and you buy it, hashtag it, and I will personally send you guys a personal special DM. Thank you so much for coming on.
What's the name of your podcast?
Unleash Your Sexy.
Okay, so we'll do a special discount. We'll do 25% off code if you put in discount sexy at checkout. Or we'll do
sexy SEXI with the I.
Oh, sorry, it was Unleash Your Sexy. So all right, so we'll use the code Unleash. So if you guys,
okay.
Yes, if you go to our website and you buy the condoms, you use code Unleash at checkout. We'll give you 25% off.
Okay, everyone, you better go punch and unleash and let him know that I sent you over there. Let me know how much you love them and how it felt like it was raw. We love you guys. Until next week, we'll see you again. Bye.